Welcome back. We're still here for the 2020 World Rowing Indoor Championships, Paris, France. 3 races remain in our schedule. Only one contesting World Rowing Indoor Championship status. It'll be the last race of the day, the mixed relay. But before that, we have the PR3 ID relay, the women's 4 mixed relay, and then the men's 4 relay. So a number of races taking place as they start to file out to take their positions in front of their ergos. We're now down to the 64 ergos in total, rather than the 96, to give them space to start away from their machines and bolt towards them at the sound of the buzzer. Good representation here from across a number of quarters in France. We also have some British athletes from the Royal Navy taking part, the British Army. It's basically Great Britain and France in this next race. 4x500 meter relay for the PR3 IDs, 8x250 for the relay women's 4s. This race being a World Open event, not a World Rowing Championship event. This is a World Open event competed primarily here by French and British teams. They're all gathering around their ergos. It's going to be fast and furious stuff. This is going to be over in the blink of an eye. 3 types of race going on at the same time. We have the women's relay. We have the mixed 4 PR3 ID and the mixed 4 women's. All going on at the same time. We're going to see different switches, different changes, because we've got some doing 4x500s in the PR3 IDs and 8x250s in the other categories. So lots to keep our eyes peeled for out there on the floor here at the Stade Pierre de Coubertin. Third to last race in this 2-day schedule for the 2020 World Rowing Indoor Championships. Favorites from France, the set, Aviron Setois, Séverine Colombe, Juliette Ragaleux, Marie Robin and Pauline Kozak. They're aiming for 6:30 in their category, alongside their friends from Aviron Setois, Eugénie Markowski, Marzena Maika, Marine Cousin and Manon Brunel. They're in the favoured ergos of 16 and 17. They're looking for some fast times here. Many of these athletes having doubled up through the course of competition so far this weekend. The format then, they all stand behind the line. The first athlete will sprint forward. They're holding a baton each. They have to place the baton at the foot of their ergo. They then get onto the machine. They race the prescribed distance, either 500 meter or 250, depending on which event they're taking part in. When they've completed their distance, they get off the machine, pick up their baton, run back to the black line, hand over the baton, and change places with the next person in their team. All sounds rather straightforward, but once the turmoil of fatigue and excitement gets underway, it can be quite a complicated thing for them to keep straight, and can be the difference between a win and a loss in this World Open event here on day 2 of the 2020 World Rowing Indoor Championships, Paris. Sébastien here to explain the rules en français.
A le pied au niveau du trait noir ou derrière. Jamais de pied devant le trait noir.
Do not step over the black line is my translation.
J'ai le témoin en main. Il y a le départ. Je cours. Je mets
young man here,
le
Sébastien,
témoin
demonstrating what
dans la
to do
boîte.
avec le bâton.
Je m'installe. Je rame.
The crowd are enjoying this. They've been listening to him all week. Finally, he sat down on an ergo and proven that he does know how to do it.
Je le passe au suivant, qui est derrière la ligne noire.
Making it absolutely clear for all of the athletes. The person receiving the baton is not to cross that black line until the person returning from the ergo has crossed it and handed over the baton. No jumping the line.
Est-ce que tout le monde est prêt?
They're told to get ready.
Attention.
Here we go then. Getting onto the ergos, last thing you want to do is to fall off your seat. Some of them starting to pull on the chain before both feet are in the straps. Quite a good move there if you're confident you're not going to upset your foot placement. Oh, it's disaster on ergo 19 for France. Messieurs, foot fell out, then off the seat. Starting to recover now, but the early leader in 22, Le Havre. That's Le Havre out in front at the moment in this 8 by 250. Only 250 meters to go. It's a raw sprint. Who's going to be first off the ergo? Let's have a look. 22 Le Havre coming up towards 200 meters in. 8 by 250. That means they're covering 2 kilometers here. Crucial to get these handovers right. Not to forget the baton. It's easy to get off the ergo, run to the line, and not pick your baton up. Here we go. It's 20 out first. 20, that's Just Row It girls team. Very, very quick stuff. 11, fast 2, France Club Nautique. Impressive performance here. Some of the slowest teams still making their first changeover. That's going to be costly. 250 meters goes like the blink of an eye. Some of these going for really, really short strokes to really try to maximize time on the chain, not in recovery. But 136 for Le Havre on ergo 22. They're building their lead here. Only a few meters ahead of 16 Aviron Setois. There we go. Change for 22 and 16. Hot on their heels though. 14. That is Armentiere. Oh, there's about 5 teams all within a whisker of each other, 6 meters separating them. Tough to catch up if you're already behind at this stage. Some real faces of determination out there. We're coming up towards 750 meters in, which means the third changeover of 8 here. Some real CrossFit looking athletes waiting on the black line, desperate to get onto the machine. Le Havre emerging 6 meters out in front again on ergo 22. Aviron Setois still holding on to second place. Pressure really is on at the front, not to let it go in these changeovers. It's a good change here. Margot Bayol, here she is for Le Havre. She was the winner earlier on in her age category for, goodness me, she's doing well there. Margot Bayol for Le Havre. Seriously powerful athlete. She's going to pull on that lead and extend them. She's pulling a 129 split there. She's taking them up to halfway before they change again. So each athlete in these teams of 4 will do 2 by 250. Of course, they'll want to leave enough of a margin between them. And that means that Margot Bayol doing this 250 stint up to halfway, she'll pull the last 250 for Le Havre to try and seal the win. She's extended their winning margin now to 14 meters as she gets off the ergo, doesn't forget the baton. And then our first athlete, Maëlle Rontin, now into the hot seat. We're looking here at ergo 16 for Aviron Set France. They're currently in second. The changeovers pressure really is on now though. Many of these crews getting into that final 1,000, these changeovers. This is the second time these women have been on the ergo now, going through this 250. Tough work to recover. The margin for Le Havre has been eroded as Aviron Setoise close it down to just 4 meters, coming up to 750 to go. The changeover happens here now, and it's a slow change for Aviron Setoise, catching her feet in the foot strap. That's opened the door again for Le Havre, who's straight back underway. No slowing down for them. They push out. What's the margin now? It's going to be 10 meters or so. 133 is the split, and they're pulling ahead again. Pressure's on for Aviron Setoise, Juliette Ragalot, Marie Robin, Pauline Kozak, and Séverine Colombe trying to get back up into the winning position, but we do know that the powerful Margot Bayol still to come. Clara Valinduc, we know her as well. Gwendoline Tuto and Maya Rontin. They're going to be tough to close in. Only 5 meters separating first from second. 500 meters to go. Here's the second to last changeover. As we see Aviron Setoise, they might have moved through in that change. Goodness me, here we go. Powerful athlete for Aviron Setoise. 130s, 129s we're seeing here. This is Marie Robin really pulling hard on that handle. Le Havre's lead is eroding. It's going to be down to Margot Bayol, the under-23 champion, getting back in the hot seat with 250 to go. They're going to be level. It's going to be absolutely neck and neck here because Aviron Setoise have drawn level now. 260 meters left. The last change is coming now. Aviron Setoise is coming off the ergo first. It's going to be down to this change. Here we go. Margot Bayol getting into the seat. It's going to be so close this. There's so little separating them. Bayol makes the best start there, pulling the lead back out to 7 meters. She's pounding it out then. 130. Le Havre are also winning in the mixed PR3 ID. So this could be a Le Havre double win in those 2 categories. Le Havre have extended it out now. Nobody's going to compete with Margot Bayol. She's so powerful. 50 strokes a minute, a split of 130. She's storming ahead now, 15 meters coming up to the line. It's going to be a win for Le Havre. A fantastic performance. Margot Bayol saves the day in the last bit of the race there. Aviron Setoise, they come in for second. Beautiful performance. That's the 1-2, and then third place, Armentières for France as well. Sub 7 minutes, the leading 2 teams over the line. And what was a hugely exciting conclusion to the leading places in this women's team relay. Just Rowett girls team crossing the line now in 8th place. The first of the great British teams, Royal Navy leading ahead of the British Army. And then Evian coming in for 12th ahead of, oh no, the British Army just pit them across the line, the second British Army team. So those 3 GB teams stacking up alongside each other in 10th, 11th and 12th in this field of 25 or so teams competing the women's relay. Winning the PR3 ID, Le Havre in 7:25, and for the mixed relay we have Savine in 7:30.9 ahead of Le Sang Famille Jeanne d'Arc 1 and Le Sang Famille Jeanne d'Arc 2 in 2nd and 3rd. So the last few teams just coming up to the line is challenging getting those transitions done right, and if you don't, it just shows what can happen. Some will get left behind as the other teams are all concluding the race now. Tough work for these last couple of teams here to close out this 2K race, which was done in a format of 8 by 250. Here we go, 4 more teams just coming to the last 100 meters now. Belbeuf, Lyon and Marseille. For the women's relay event. Couple more teams for the PR3ID just coming to the last 400 meters.
So down here on the floor with a couple of the Army teams over from Great Britain. What did you make of that race format?
Absolutely emotional from us all doing 500 metres yesterday, 2K today. Really, really difficult, but having all these girls and working as a team was, well, you couldn't ask for more, so really good.
Yeah, and a lot of fun?
Afterwards, yes.
And how did you get on? I wasn't really paying that much attention, if I'm honest.
Yeah, well, we came neck and neck as a team, so it was good to work off each other. We nearly had the Army, but they had us by a fraction of a second, but otherwise, we did good.
And what do you make of this whole weekend, the event in general?
Well, this is our first time in entering. We travelled for about 10 hours. Expectations, we weren't too sure. However, being here for 2 days has been enjoyable, fun, and we've seen lots of great athletes.
Great, thank you. Cheers.
Coming into the stadium now for the men's 4 relay, 8 by 250 meters for a total of 2,000. Same format as the previous race. Only one athlete on the ergo at a time. They'll sprint forwards with the baton to take their turn to sprint it out for 250 meters. You might think that they'd absolutely kill the ergo time for 2K, but with that transition time, it's just enough for the flywheel to slow right down that they really have to pick it back up again as soon as they sit down. But for 250 meters, you can go absolutely hell for leather, and as fast as you can. You'll have a minute or two to rest before you go back in for your second set of 250, because it's teams of 4, which means they do the 250 meters twice in that 2,000 meter distance. So it's essentially they're rowing 500 meters for each athlete, but in 250 meter sprint segments. Big men here in front of the grandstand, going for some very, very fast times here. Aviron Club Lyon targeting 5:40 there on row machine number 16, alongside the Royal Air Force from Great Britain, James Saxton, Andy Newcomb, Tom Jackman and Paul Savage going for 5:45. The Lyon team, Antoine Nougeret, Romain Repellin, Benoit Baratin and Jordan Lequet. They're targeting the fastest time out of all of the teams out there at the moment. Danish rowing federations, Christian Thor Hagemann, Magnus Valberg, Emil Lenting and Magnus Zier, the Danish teams that we've seen, or the Danish athletes that we've already seen through the course of competition so far, now teamed together in this relay. We also have the Greek coastal rowing team, Konstantinos Katsavrias, Konstantinos Pataskis, Panayotis Voros and Yorios Gyupis. They're looking for a 5:55, so many of these teams going for sub 6 minutes, as is the Royal Navy's heavyweights, Adrian Long, Colin Leiber. We saw Colin racing in the 500 metres the other day, Stuart Moss, James Thompson, big men from the British Royal Navy. They're on ergo number 12. Team from Gravelines, Julien Brabant, Olivier Tanguay, Olivier Deplace and Frederic Lorius. There's going to be some very, very tough competition out there. All of these teams in the center of the first row looking for sub 6 minutes in total, which means we're going to see splits down in the 110 to 115 region if they can hold it, just to allow the transition time, which will eat away very, very quickly into their overall pace. 5:47 on ergo 21. That's the team name. Baptiste Krenzer, Cedric Carobio, Lloyd Burelu and David Boga. Right, they've all had a quick peek preview of their ergo. A couple of them had a sit on it, just make sure it's working as they'd hope. Now they'll all pull back behind the black line to get themselves ready for 8 by 250 meters for a total of 2K here in the men's 4 relay. We also have a number of mixed relays going on over on the far side because it's an enormous field entered that. That will be the last race of the day. So times being set here on ergos 49 through 62 in the mixed 4 relay. Most teams just aiming for 9 minutes generally there. Everybody's called away from their machines to get behind that black line. We'll see if Sebastian needs to explain the rules once more. It's busy in the middle of the arena here. 4 athletes per ergo times 64 ergos. My maths isn't quick enough. 128, 256. All stood in the center there where there was a row of 32 ergos just
Pour tout le monde, vous regardez le grand écran. Le pied est derrière la ligne. Il peut être sur le trait noir. Forbidden, please, on the line. Le témoin, vous allez
British athlete
au
listening to
signal
the French
partir
there.
en courant.
Smile and nod. I'm sure he gets it though from the general movements.
Vous avez mis le témoin dans la boîte, on rame. Je ressors, je prends le témoin, je le passe au coéquipier qui est derrière la ligne. C'est bon pour tout le monde? Attention pour le départ.
Attention pour le départ. Get ready for the get-go. Here we go. Oh, a couple of batons bouncing out of the plastic crates there. They may lose them, and it'll be the worst thing if you have to go looking for your baton rolling around on the floor in the middle of transition. But we are well underway here. Let's see who's making the best of this start for the men's relay. Leon, ergo number 16, we expected them to go out quick. They're 4 meters up on Team Spain in ergo number 31. It's a great start from them. British Army number 1 on ergo 38. Hot on their heels. Ben Charlton, Tom Purser, Brett Steels and Robert Hares. But Leon out in front. Antoine Nuguer, Romain Repelin, Benoit Barentin and Jordan Lequet. First changeover already. 250 meters in the blink of an eye. 17, that's the Royal Air Force. Hot on their heels too, but it's still 16 out in front. Now it's 11. Graveline holding on to second place. So much changing when they screw up the transition. So important to get it right. Leon had that down to a T. Quite good to be out in front if you're changing before everyone else. It means you don't get tripped up with everybody else running around looking for their batons, etc. We're coming up to the second transition already. Leon handing over now from Romain Rapelin to Benoit Barentin. Here comes the change. They're out in front by a good margin. Quick onto the ergo, getting that up to speed again. Splits that back down. 1:15, 1:14, 1:13. Extending their lead 27 meters ahead of Graveline now on ergo number 11, currently riding in second place. Third with the Danish Rowing Federation, just ahead of Jeanville and the Royal Air Force in fourth and fifth. But Leon unstoppable now. They've got a 30-meter advantage. 1,300 meters remain. So just 50 meters to go for the next changeover, and we're going to see Benoit Barentin hand over to Jordan Lequet. There comes the change. Jordan Lequet up next. They're doing their best to get in the rest that they can here. Jordan Lequet, the margin has eroded quickly, but he's hot onto that ergo, quickly bringing the split back down to 109. Powerful athlete here, 107. He's built the lead back up to 37 meters now, so they're extending their margin here, these powerful athletes, ahead of Graveline. Graveline here being raced by Julien Brabin, Oliver Tanguay, Olivier Delplace, and Frédéric Lourous. 40 meters the margin now, so Leon starting to run away with it. The Royal Air Force in fourth behind the Danish Rowing Federation in third. 1K left, so we're back into the first athlete from the Lyon club. Antoine Nougeret is now trying to pick that flywheel back up. He's got the split down to a 1:16. The margin going back up to 30 meters, not quite the 40 that it was a moment ago, so Graveline could be in with a chance here. British Army have lost some distance there. They've dropped down into fifth place. Danish Rowing Federation solidifying third ahead of Jeanville. Graveline still in second. It's an exciting race, this one. 50 meters to go for the next changeover as we see Leon move on now to the next changeover. Romain Repelin sprinting in here. Oh, he's dropped the baton. That could cost him everything. Here we go. He's back in the seat. Let's see what Graveline have done here. What's the margin going to be down to? It's 11 meters now as he gets the flywheel going again. 15 meters. We've got to wait till we're halfway through this 250-meter segment to identify the true gap. It's 15 meters now, so Graveline have the door opened up in front of them. Coming down to the last 500 meters now. 2 changes remain as we're going to see Romain Repelin leap out of the seat to hand over to Benoit Baratin. He stood there waiting on the blue line. And there we go. It's a clean changeover this time. Benoit Baratin picking up the handle, quickly getting the split down to below 120. The margin is now nearly 20 meters between the two. Lyon looking good here, but they've got their big man coming in last. Jordan Lequet, he's going to be pulling 110, 111 through the last 250. So as long as they get a clean changeover, the win should be theirs for Lyon ahead of Gravelines. The Danish Rowing Federation under pressure from Jeanville. And then in 5th place, we've got Aviron-Setois trying to hold off the British Army, currently in 6th. Here comes the last change then. Jordan Lequet leaping into the seat. It's a good change. Now comes the power. We've got a Viking here for Gravelines leaping in there. Frédéric Lurius. It's all about the power now. Lurius pulling 115, Lequet at 117. But in 200 meters, I think it's going to run out of distance. Lyon looking good for the win here in the men's 4 relay. Last couple of strokes, Lyon are going to take the win. Gravelines are going to take 2nd. The Danish Rowing Federation looking good for 3rd here, but Jeanville only 1 meter behind them. The race is on for 3rd place. Lyon take the win, 5:35.8. Gravelines, 5:38.8. And then it looks like Aviron-Setois are going to take the 3rd position in this World Open event. They do 1/10 of a second ahead of the Danish Rowing Federation. 5th goes to Jeanville. British Army takes 6th ahead of Messieurs for 7th. Gravelines in 8th. Royal Air Force coming in for 9th ahead of CrossFit LFAS in 10th. That's the top 10 in competition here for the men's 4 relay. Impressive performance there. Really, really powerful stuff to hold that average split of 124, considering transitions in between. Sheer power and determination. 2x250 for each person for a total of 8x250 and 2K overall. That was the penultimate race of day 2 here, the penultimate race of the whole competition at the 2020 World Rowing Indoor Championships, Paris, France. The last few teams in the men's relay just concluding as we see for the mixed relay over on the far side. Team Martin ahead of Team Rashid and Team Souley leading the way. We'll see their times compared to those of the last race of the day coming up shortly.
So I'm here with the Lyon crew that put up a great time in that. Finished 5:35.8. Congratulations on that. Have you been training on your transition strategy?
Yeah, we've been training a lot for sprinting work, and it was a great team effort. But yeah, we worked our transitions, yeah, so it worked pretty well, and 5:35 is a good time for 4 persons.
And is there a rivalry in the team about who is the fastest on their 250s?
Who's the fastest? I think you should guess.
By the looks of it, he must have been the 4th person to row. 4th person was the fastest.
Yeah, exactly. He was the 4th one. And they're all 3 doing the mixed relay in a few minutes. So good luck to them, and I hope they get another world title. It's always cool.
Well, congratulations on a great performance. Well done.
The last race of the entire event, the last race of the 2020 World Rowing Indoor Championships, Paris, France. It's the mixed relay. 8 by 250 meters for a total of 2 kilometers. We have 63 teams taking part in this last race, alongside the few that took part in the previous race, for a total of just over 80 teams entered in the mixed relay. A fantastic entry. And we've got some very, very fast aspirations, particularly from the USA Sub-7 Indoor Rowing Club team. But as they start to file out and take to the floor, it'll be the same format as the previous relays. They'll be stood behind that black line, ready to sprint out to their machines for the relay format. Lots to look forward to here. USA, Ollie Christian Carlson, we saw him racing, not for the USA previously, but still part of that Sub-7 Indoor Rowing Club team. Anna Muller, Ian Wild and David Scott, they're lining up alongside the Norwegian favourites. Team Norway, Havard Romstad Lansum, Lasse Edvardsen, Anders Mekstad Jakobsen and Lilian Dramsdal. And on the other side of them, the French Grenoble Aviron team, Jean Nouri, André Zeman, Pierre Dagata and Léa Duret. 2 men, 2 women per team for this mixed event. Got a great spread of teams here. We've got a number going for sub 5:30, but the great breadth of nations represented. We've got Ireland here as well, Kevin Doherty, Petra Klabennesova, Niamh Hayes, who we saw place 4th in the world in her event earlier on, David Duggan as well. They're going for 6:29. We've got Egypt represented, the Skull and Blades Rowing Club, Ahmed Majdi, Sheref El Komati, Asma Al Zahairi, and Ali Hassan. A number of teams from Norway, a number of teams from France. But the competition's going to be right front and center here. Here's the Egyptian team on Ergo 11. Just getting comfortable with the machine. In a moment, they'll be called back behind the black line. Lasse Edvardsen, front and center there for the Norwegian team, the Viking that we saw racing in the 500-meter sprints yesterday. Quite an eclectic team for Team USA. Ole Christian Carlsen. We saw him racing yesterday, not for the USA. Anna Merler just stepping off the machine, going to get herself comfortable here for France. Team Lyon, Benoit Baratin, we just saw him race. Antoine Nougare, Jordan Lequet, they just raced in the men's. They're back in there straight away for the mixed four, now joined by Marlene Verberg. All of these athletes just going through their final prep. Not long now, most athletes starting to make their way back behind the line. There we go, handles down, the order comes. A few teams, the Irish just preparing and practicing their changeovers. Petra and Niamh just checking that they've got their handovers working well, getting their foot placement in. Now, just moments before we get started.
This is the very last race of the World Rowing Indoor Championship.
The stands behind the camera is absolutely heaving. All of the stairwells full. They seem to favor this side of the stadium. You get the better view of the most competitive teams in Ergo's 10 to 20 that we've been watching for most of the weekend so far.
Alors nous voici pour vous expliquer le relais avec une équipe qui est venue de très très loin puisque c'est l'équipe de Tahiti. Je vous pique le relais. Donc la Polynésie française, ça nous donne des vacances. Je rappelle pour tout le monde, le pied derrière la ligne. J'ai mon témoin. Le signal de départ est donné. Je cours. Le témoin dans la bassine. Je rame.
Sebastian, every excuse to get on to an Ergo. Couple of strokes.
Je sors.
But
je
this is the
reprends le
last race, the
témoin.
last event
Je
of our
passe au
2
deuxième
days
relayeur
here
qui
in
est
Paris
derrière la
for the World
ligne.
Rowing Indoor Championships 2020.
Tout le
Looks
monde
like
est en
we're ready.
place.
The last flywheel just coming to a stop. Then they'll be called
Est-ce que tout le
to
monde
be ready.
Est-ce qu'il manque des
Cameraman
témoins?
quickly sprinting out of the way. And there goes the start for the last race of the day here at the 2020 World Rowing Indoor Championships, Paris, France. It's the mixed relay. It looks like a good rapid start we can see here on the main screen. on Ergo 11. That is the Egyptian team, Skull and Blades rowing off to a good start. The early leaders though, Team Norway on Ergo 17. Rapid stuff there. That's Lasse Edvardsen really pumping away, trying to get them off to a quick start here. And it is some powerful stuff, holding a 1:10 split. Absolutely going for it, leaving everyone else for dust. 13 meters. He's already done his 250 meters. He hands over the baton and a rapid changeover there. Lilian Dramsdal leaps into the seat, getting it back up to pace now. It's tough work for her. 1:30 split, starting to drop down the order. Aviron Setois starting to move into the lead now with a 1:23 split on Ergo number 20. Impressive performance here on Ergo 20. This will be Maxime or Meredith Mercier looking for a good and quick start there. Vitriol Club de France currently in second. Beaucaire in third. France Club Nautique in fourth. Lyon in fifth. Team Norway dropping down the order now, about to go through their next changeover. They could get back into contention, but all of the teams chopping and changing here. It's all happening so quickly. Tough to tell who's really solidifying their lead. Aviron Setois for France, 24 meters up. Lyon starting to make a comeback on Ergo number 18 as we see them really start to pump up the order. Team Norway starting to move up too. Fast splits there, 1:16, but Aviron Setois pulling 1:13s. That was a fast changeover. We're into the last 1,250 meters now. So nearly everybody's had their turn in that team. 29 meters the margin. It's a significant lead for Set ahead of Lyon. Could well be a French 1, 2, 3. Team Norway making their way back up the order here. They're so strong, these Norwegians. Now into fourth place. Some fast changeovers could see them get into the top three and into medal contention. They've just done it. They're into the top three, and we're about to see Lasse Edvardsen back in for the second time here. He's going to have to really push hard. Here we go. It's a bit of a slow changeover now. Lasse Edvardsen's going to launch in, and we're going to see 1:10s now. Rapid stuff from the big man, a real Viking of... Here we go. Let's see whether he can pull them up into second. The determination. He's such a strong man. In fourth, though, he's got 8 meters to close in, pulling 1:13s. Trying to get back on Compagne. Société Nautique for France. At the moment, it's France 1, 2, 3, 750 meters to go. Team Norway's big man advantage about to disappear as Lasse Edvardsen hands over for the second time. We're looking here at Lyon, currently in second place. Lyon alongside Team Norway, and then alongside them we've got USA sub-7. So much happening out there. Less than 750 meters remaining for the leading 3 and 4 teams out in front in this mixed relay, the last race of our 2020 World Rowing Indoor Championships. It's quick stuff at the front of the field. Set, Aviron, Lyon, Compagne. Team Norway still in there with a chance, riding in fourth place now. Can Lilian Dramsdal hold them in? Coming up to 500 meters to go. Lilian Dramsdal doing her utmost to pull as hard as she can before handing over to some more of the big Norwegian strongmen. Team Norway dropped down into fourth place. Last couple of strokes for Lilian Dramsdal. She's going to hand over here. Picking up the baton. Here we go. Some of the big men for Norway back in there. Let's see if Norway can upset the French 1, 2, 3 efforts. Aviron Setois still out in front. Lyon in second. The big men from Norway back in the hot seat. Aviron Setois pulling 1:11s. There's no catching them. But Team Norway could get into a bronze medal position here with a strong final 250. It's going to be a tall order. Compagne, Société Nautique currently in third place. There's a 10-meter advantage, though. We come up to the last changeover, 5-meter advantage. Here comes that last changeover. Team Norway go for the change first. And this last 250 meters is going to settle who takes that bronze medal. The margin's grown back out to 20 meters now, though. That's going to be tough to close down. Aviron Setois 4 meters up on Lyon. The race is on. Less than 100 meters to go. You can see the determination on their faces here. 50 strokes a minute. It's going to come down to the wire. I can't split them here. Last couple of strokes. It looks like Lyon just held it ahead of Aviron Setois by 0.4 of a second. They're delighted with that performance. Third place, it is the third French team with a 5:57.7 ahead of Team Norway with a 6:00.2. And then Saint-Jean d'Elac and the Lani Boulogne composite crew coming in with a 6:02.6. Awesome excitement here as these teams cross the line to close out this last race here of the 2020 World Rowing Indoor Championships. Such an exciting conclusion to racing in what has been an amazing 2 days here in Paris for the World Rowing Indoor Champs for 2020. Still a number of teams yet to make their final transition. They're just going through it now. There's about 15 teams looking to try and come in under, desperately trying to come in under 7.5 minutes. The last few just making it in under 7 minutes. Ireland make it in under 7 with a 6:57. Egypt with a 6:58. The previous heat's best time was 7:00.2, so that's been beaten. They would have placed 36th place. But now we see the remainder of the teams come in 7:16, 7:17 for Strasbourg. And the final few places in what's been an awesome mixed relay for 2,000 meters, done in a format of 8 by 250 meter sprints for this mixed relay. At least one female in each team of 4. And you can just see the effort that it takes out of them. A 250 meter sprint doesn't sound very long until you're 200 meters into it, and then suddenly it's an incredibly long distance. Last 6 teams coming to cross the line to close out this race and this 2020 World Rowing Indoor Championships. It's been a great fun event. Teams from all around the world, 52 nations represented, over 3,300 participants competing in a variety of different categories, classes, and age groupings. So good to see the next evolution of rowing and the indoor version of the sport. Many of the on-water athletes showing how their training has really taken them to the top of their field on the indoor machine as well as on the water. And then a number of big athletes who don't compete on the water, setting some very fast times. We saw Phil Clapp win the 500-meter open category. We see him often on Instagram and online, setting some very, very fast times on the ergo, having equaled the world best time over 500 meters, 1:10.4. It's been a great weekend's worth of racing. And that is the last race completed, and shortly we'll have the victory ceremony for this mixed relay.
So I have Anton and Madeleine from the Lyon team that came home in a thrilling victory, just on the line there. The big guy at the end, he really pulled it out for you there.
Yeah, this is the big Omar, we said. And yes, it was a great race. It was hard for the 3 guys because we just raced the men relay. So it was a really good challenge to do both. And so it's even better to manage to win both. So we are really happy with this. And especially to win with Marlene. So it was a great effort, great team effort.
So yeah, the other crew got a little bit of a lead on you, and then the second half you started to come back. that last 500 meters, some really good changeovers, and yeah, the big guy. How did that feel to you?
Yeah, it was so close, but I really enjoyed the atmosphere here, and it's so much fun to race at 250 meters. So much different than a 2K, but yeah, it was really, really nice.
I just hope that they've caught your reactions when he crossed the line, because there was great celebrations, even though you did nearly get disqualified for running in here. But congratulations, well done, brilliant victory.
Now to the last victory ceremony, the last event in our program here at the 2020 World Rowing Indoor Championships. The victory ceremony for the mixed relay event. 3 teams, 3 medal positions. We just saw them race in that mixed relay. Now time to reward them for their efforts. Bronze medal winners there. So, Sport Nautique Compiègnois, Camille Geoffroy, Julien Viondier, Marc Brisson and Liam Brisson. Medals being presented here by FISA President Jean-Christophe Roland. Aviron Cetoise, winners of the silver medal, Meredith Messier, Antoine Tamy, Vincent Matz and Maxime Condemi. Impressive performance from them to take the silver medal position. It was all so close between Aviron Cetoise and the winners, who we'll see in just a moment. It came down to a fraction of a second across that line. The virtual line, of course, the average of the total over 2K from that single ergo. Here we have the Cercle de l'Aviron de Lyon, also of France. It's a French 1-2-3 here. Cercle de l'Aviron de Lyon, World Rowing Indoor Champions for the mixed relay, 8x250 meters. Represented here by Benoit Baratin, Antoine Nougaret, Jordan Lequet, and Marlene Verberg. A delightful way to conclude the Paris World Rowing Indoor Championships, to have a French 1-2-3 gold, silver, bronze on the podium. And we pause now for some words from
athletes, ladies and gentlemen. We have now reached the end of this World Championships. Mesdames et messieurs, chers athlètes, nous arrivons à la fin de ces championnats du monde. Et je voudrais tout d'abord vous féliciter et vous remercier pour cette excellente ambiance. Je voudrais vous remercier et vous féliciter pour vos performances. I would like to thank all the athletes for their great performances. You have shown the best value of our sport and we are very proud of that. Je voudrais aussi prendre cette occasion pour remercier la Fédération française d'aviron qui a vraiment fait un travail extraordinaire. Féliciter le comité d'organisation pour cet événement qui, vous le partagerez avec moi, a été fantastique, a été grandiose. I would like to thank all the volunteers, all the people who have been working hard to deliver this event. I think they deserved a very high round of applause. Thank you very much for all of you. And now I declare the 2020 World Rowing Indoor Championships, Paris, France, closed.
Et nous terminons.
Okay, folks, well, with Jean-Christophe Rolland, FISA President, closing the World Rowing Indoor Championships. We hope to see you at the 2021 World Rowing Indoor Championships, but in the meantime, look forward to a summer of racing. We've got the World Cups to look forward to, the Championships, and of course the Olympic Games in our on-water equivalent to this Indoor Championships. I hope you've enjoyed this racing. If you're still there, my name's Peter O'Hanlon. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing you all of the colour and spectacle of this weekend's racing here from Paris. For the time being, it's goodbye for now. We look forward to catching up with you through the course of the summer. Have a great one. See you at the next World Rowing event. Goodbye for now.